Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's episode of Headline News. I'm your presenter, going by the name of Patrice Motsepe. And tonight we're coming to you live from our studios in Rosebank, north of Johannesburg. And first on the menu, it's none other but the Central Gauteng Athletics chairperson, James Moloi. James Moloi has just made this great pronouncement that, the athletics season, it's back on. Athletes are being called to come over to Boksburg Stadium, which is in the East Rand, Ekurhuleni, to come over and do their tryouts. That is in the coming week of March. Remember that the first batch of athletes came through for a tryout that is in the early part of February month. And as we're speaking now, they are busy preparing themselves for their next shoot, which is at Boksburg Stadium, where they will be doing their tryouts, as part of the build-up to the Tokyo Olympic Games coming up later in the season. The chairperson, James Moloi, is very, very excited about this development, as we've now moved into COVID level 1. And it is with this news, that the athletic season starts and ready to boom. Second on the agenda tonight, it's none other but, Telecomet, who is the chairperson of the Gauteng Boxing Promoters Association. He's just given the best news ever, to say that the Gauteng Boxing Promoters Association are coming to the rescue of the destitute boxers who've been struggling with paying all their license fees because of the huge medical fees associated with licensing. And Telecomet has assured all the boxers, in the province that Gauteng, as the home of champions, will go ahead and make it a point that boxers don't get to struggle in this province, which is aptly titled the home of champions. Telecomet has gone on to say that, there is money that was left from the Arnold Schwarzenegger competition that took place in 2018, and proceeds from that will be able to help the boxers to alleviate them after all the stress they've gone through due to all the COVID hassles, that has been faced by all and sundry. In travel news, one needs to point out that it is that time where borders, land posts are about to open, and the biggest bite to people that are traveling is, how do you really know that you're traveling with someone reputable, someone that is on the system, and someone that is good to go? What you need to do is to make sure that when you do travel, you travel with a company that you've done vetting on. It is very, very important that you do vetting to get to know where the company is based, whether they do have a website, whether they do have a social media page, and so forth. Traveling is key, so is travel insurance. So you make sure that you do have all your travel needs ready before traveling. In the best news of the week, the best news of the month, it's none other but Patrice Motsepe, who will be contesting the Caf presidential race. Patrice Motsepe has entered the race a few months ago, and just last week he gave out his 10-point plan on how he plans to change the fortunes of African soccer, or African football, should I say. Patrice Motsepe will be in Morocco this coming week on Friday, where his race will be coming to a final stop. It is in this final stop where his two challengers, that is Augustin Senghor of Senegal and Jacques Anouma of Ivory Coast, will be putting the challenge to its final test. As we speak, Motsepe is heads on, to lead this charge and try and come out tops in Morocco, in North Africa on Friday. COSAFA has instructed the 13 members to accept Mauritania to endorse Motsepe, and Motsepe has had meetings with Senghor, assuring him that if he does take over the presidency, he will ensure that Senghor comes on and be one of his vice presidents. Flipping over now to the news of the hour, that is now Bafana Bafana. Bafana Bafana are busy preparing for camp after the national coach, that is Patrice Motsepe, took over and made an announcement of his 22-man squad to take on Ghana in an African Cup of Nations qualifier on the 22nd of March. And it is with great news to announce that, you know, some of the key players that Patrice Motsepe has earmarked for the Bafana Bafana team have been doing well in their teams abroad. And some of those players include one, Gift Links. Gift Links, who is now playing his trade for Aalborg in Denmark, has been in fine form for his team, and he was involved in a couple of assists in the last couple of weeks, including this past weekend that we've just come from. We also have the Bafana Bafana captain and former SuperSport United captain, that is Dean Fairman, who is now playing his trade for Carlisle United in the English second tier. Dean Fairman left the South African shores to retry his luck in England, and everything has started to bloom for him as he's now starting to flourish in his career, and we do hope that his form will come and filter through and help the Bafana Bafana engine room. Moving over to France, ahead of the big game in the Champions League, one needs to announce that one of Bafana Bafana's finest stars, the left-footed Kikin Dolly, who plies his trade for Montpellier in France, he's also one of the guys to look at, you know, that is being on form, giving a couple of assists and a few goals in the lead-up to the Bafana Bafana crunch match against Ghana. And the rest of South Africa will be looking up to this game, because this is a game that will be a big kisser to what's to come up in the World Cup qualifiers later in the year. We also have here, moving over to Scotland, Bongani Zungu, who previously played his trade as well in France, and is moved over to be coached by none other but Steven Gerrard, the former Liverpool star. Steven Gerrard has made history by being the first coach, you know, to bring the Scottish Premiership trophy to Rangers, you know, eclipsing Celtic, who have been holding this title for 9 consecutive years. So in this 10th year, Rangers have made history and collected the Scottish Premiership trophy, and a big thank you to Bongani Zungu for being able to be part of this great history-making team.